In this video, I'm going to explain how to solve a transportation problem. Before solving the problem, first we understand what is transportation problem, and it is one of the subclasses of linear programming problem in which the objective is to transporting goods from various origins to different destinations in such a way that the total transportation cost is minimum. So our main aim is to transport goods from various origin to different destination, and we have to minimize the cost value to transport goods from one place to another place. And here we have a general form of transportation table, and in this table we have origin, that is O1, O2 and so on, OM, and D1, D2 and so on, DN are destinations. Next, the C11, C12 and so on, C1N, and C21, C22 and so on, C2N, and the CM1, CM2 and so on, CMN. These are cost of transportation per unit from origin to different destination. And here we have supply values B1, B2 and so on, BM, are number of units available at various origins, and this A1, A2 and so on, AN are the number of units required at different destinations. So our main aim is to decide how many units are to be transported from various origin to different destinations so that the total transportation cost is minimum. Next, types of transportation problem. So there are two types of transportation problem. First one is balanced transportation. Balanced transportation means supply value is equal to demand value. That is, we have to add the supply values, that is B1 plus B2 and so on, BN. That total should be equal to A1 plus A2 and so on, AN. So then it is called balanced transportation. If supply is not equal to demand, then it is called unbalanced transportation. Next, solution to the transportation problem. So an optimal solution to the transportation problem is obtained in two stages. So in first, stage 1 is to obtain a initial feasible solution, and stage 2 is to obtain an optimal solution from the basic initial solution. So in stage 1, we have to obtain an initial feasible solution that we have to obtain by any of the following three methods. First one is northwest corner rule, second least cost method, and third one is Vogel's approximation method. It is also known as VAM method. Now we are going to solve a problem by using northwest corner rule. So in this example, we have to find an initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation table. So using northwest corner rule, we are finding initial basic feasible solution. So in this table, we have three origin, that is O1, O2, O3, and we have three destinations D1, D2, D3, and corresponding supply and demand value is given. So before proceeding the problem, first we have to check whether it is balanced or unbalanced transportation problem. So for that we have to add supply values and demand values. First we have to add supply value. So supply is, see, this 19 plus 13 plus 7. So we have to add all the three values. So we will get 39. Similarly, you have to add demand values. 15 plus 13 plus 11. So if you add, you will get 39. So the total is 39. I'm going to write the total here. So both are equal, therefore it is balanced transportation problem. So now we have to solve the problem by using northwest corner rule. So in the name itself is given, that is northwest corner. So we have to start the problem from the northwest corner side. So we all know the directions. This is north, south and east, west. So northwest corner point is this point. So this is northwest corner point. So in the whole table, northwest corner side is this point. That is origin 1 and destination 1. So we have to allocate at origin 1 and destination 1. So first we have to consider the corresponding demand and supply value. So demand for this, that is 15, and similarly supply for that value is 19. So we have to allocate the minimum value. So which is minimum? That is demand value is minimum, that is 15. So I have to write 15 here. So now using this allocation value, we have to subtract demand and supply. So 15 minus 15, this will become 0, and this is 19 minus 15, that is 4. So here demand value is 0 and supply value is 4. So this allocation 15 satisfies the demand of D1 because this value is 0, right? So now we have to cancel this corresponding column. If demand value is 0, we have to cancel the corresponding column. Suppose if supply is 0, we have to cancel the corresponding row. So in this demand is 0, so we have to cancel the corresponding column. Next, move on to the remaining cells. So next, northwest corner side is this point, because in this table, so this is the northwest corner side. So our next allocation is, should be at O1 and D2. So we have to consider corresponding demand and supply. So corresponding supply value is 4 and corresponding demand is 13. So which is minimum 4. So we have to allocate 4 here. So now using this allocation, we have to subtract these two values. So 4 minus 4, that is 0, and 13 minus 4, that is 9. See here demand value is 9 and supply value is 0. So this allocation satisfies the supply value. So this corresponding row will get cancelled. Next we have 4 values, that is 8, 7, 5 and 9, and this is northwest corner side. So our next allocation should be here. So consider corresponding demand and supply value, and demand is 9, supply is 13, so which is minimum 9. So we have to allocate 9 here. So now using this allocation, we have to subtract these two values, that is 9 minus 9, 0, 13 minus 9, that is 4. See here demand value is 0, so we have to cancel the corresponding column. Next move on to the remaining cells, that is 7 and 9. So the northwest corner side is this point. So our next allocation should be here. So corresponding supply is 4 and corresponding demand is 11. So minimum is 4. I'm allocating 4 here. So using that allocation value, we have to subtract these two. So 4 minus 4, 0, and 11 minus 4, that is 7. See here supply value is 0. So we have to cancel the corresponding row. After this, we have to allocate here. So this corresponding demand and supply value, both are 7. So I have to allocate 7 here. After this, we have to subtract these two values. So 7 minus 7, 0, and here also 7 minus 7, 0. So both row and column will get cancelled because both supply and demand will become 0. After finding the allocation value, we have to check whether all the demand and supply will become 0. So first we have to check supply values. First one will become 0, and second also 0, and third also 0. Similarly, all the demand values are 0. So now we have to find the transportation cost value. So transportation cost is, we have to multiply the number of units shipped into the cost price of that corresponding cell. See first, consider first cell, allocation is 15 and cost value is 7. So we have to multiply 15 into 7. Allocation is nothing but number of units that we shipped from origin to destination. And in the second cell, we have 4 and 9. So 4 is number of units shipped and 9 is cost price. So 4 into 9 plus, and then third one, that is 9 into 8 plus next one is 4 into 7 plus last one is 7 into 9. We have to multiply all the values and add it. So after multiplying all the values, you will get 105 and 4 into 9 36, 9 into 8 is 72 and 4 into 7 28 and 7 into 9 63. Now you have to add all the values. You will get the total is 304. So this is the transportation cost value. Thank you.